Got it out. Hi y'all, I'm Rachel with Y'all Be Kind. Welcome to the channel, glad to have you here. I am a full-time beekeeper, but today I'm actually gonna tell you a pretty sad story about something that's been going on here at my home. We've got Winslow here in the background. He's having a diggity doggone good day. That's what we like to say every morning and hype up the boys. Spock is running around here somewhere. I'm sure you'll see him at some point. So to go ahead and get right into it, essentially a couple months ago, I had a fox problem. It cut my chicken flock in about half. Skip forward a couple of months, we're here at a new place, maybe 5-10 miles up the road, and yet again, there is another fox that has targeted my population of chickens. You may be like, Rachel, why don't you just put them up in their pen at night? Well, here's the thing, I have been, but when I get up in the morning, sometimes it's really early, especially now that it's summertime and it's really extraordinarily hot, try to get an early jump on the day. And this fox has been coming during the daylight hours. Now, their coop is just, it's meant to contain them in the evening, but they're free range. The chickens, that is, they're free range all the time, all day. I think it provides the best healthy, happy eggs. And we really enjoy it that way. And we think that the chickens enjoy it the best that way too. So since there's been another fox problem, when I had a couple chickens go missing, I thought they got. Turns out I actually had a broody hen that had made her way into this pump house that we're not gonna go in often, but I found her sitting on some eggs. Unfortunately, those eggs had gone rotten. They were extremely nasty. I brought one in because it was so stinky and I was like, I'm just gonna towel damp it off. I tried to candle it. I couldn't really see anything. So I'm like, maybe it's super far in its development, but that wasn't the case. I actually put it up to my ear and I could hear it like hissing. So when I went outside and tried to pop just like a little tiny hole in it, it exploded. It was absolutely nasty. 0 out of 10 recommend. I learned after that I should put it in a bag and then do the same thing with like a little tiny screw, and that contains the mess if it is a bad egg. That in total ended up being 5 eggs that she was sitting on that were unfertilized or just didn't reach the development that they should have. So I did what any good chicken mom would do, and I went to Tractor Supply and I got her some brand new babies off the truck and tucked them up under her. There was 10 sweet little babies. They were just like absolutely darling. I was really excited about these Starlight green eggers. I've never had a green egger, and so that was like just so exciting for me. So I get my little babies home, put them up under Mama. Mama's so happy. Well, actually, I say she was happy. I think she was a little bit overwhelmed because having only sat on 5 eggs and I put 10 babies under her, but she was a great mama. She tucked them all up under her. She was showing them how to eat and drink the next morning. It was great. So I go and check on her, make sure that all the babies are, you know, staying put, that nobody has wandered out of their little enclosure. And lo and behold, I don't see all the chicks. So I go investigating, and in the corner of the pump house, there is a massive snake. As you can imagine, I was quite alarmed, but when I was a kid, I had a pet snake. So I'm not necessarily afraid of them, but I have a healthy respect for the fact that they can be dangerous like any wild animal or any animal, even domesticated. They have the possibility of being dangerous. But here in the South and in Alabama, we have rattlesnakes, we have cottonmouths, and they are extraordinarily venomous, and the populations are pretty large. Like, it wouldn't be a super rare thing to happen upon one. So I'm being careful. I can see its head is slender. I know roughly what to look for, and I can see that it's a chicken snake. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still really nervous. This thing is huge. So I run. I go to this like little electric fence that we have like a hook pole on it. I'm like, I've watched the Discovery Channel. I know what to do here. I'm gonna make like a makeshift snake hook. By the time I get back and I'm racing, the snake has further wedged itself in a corner behind the hot water tank. And so I'm like, well, I can't just go away. If I leave it, it's gonna be locked in here with my chickens. So I grab its tail, like gently. I mean, gently-ish. I'm like holding it, and so I'm like trying to, you know, get it to come out of the wedge that it's created. I know this isn't necessarily smart, but there is a snake that has ate my baby chickens. I'm shaking because I'm scared and I'm nervous. Oh boy, it's a big snake. It wasn't really doing much. We have an older home and we have had several electrical things that we have needed to check on. And I think I just discovered a new one, because as I'm holding this snake, I am literally getting shocked. Like, I still don't know exactly what the snake or I was touching at that point that it happened, but we were both getting shocked like a couple times, maybe not that aggressively, but it was enough to jolt me and scare me even more than I already was holding on to a random snake that has just killed my babies inside of a dark pump house.
Dad, I found a snake that's eating my baby chicken. Oh my God. He doesn't stop shocking. I'm alive and I'm okay.
Long story short, I get the snake out and it didn't make it through those shocks. From my understanding, I guess snakes can't tolerate, you know, electrical currents that well, the same way, you know, a larger human would. Spock, what are you doing? You rooting up like a pig. Sorry. So yeah, they can't handle electrical current that well, and it had already passed. I did get a little extra insurance to make sure that it wasn't just plain possum. And, you know, at the end of it all, we were, well, I was safe. The remaining chicks were safe and my mama hen, but we did eliminate the threat. So at this point, between the fox and the snake, my chicken population has been suffering, and I think it's just needing to make sure that these predators no longer have access to them. I just didn't even consider it a possibility. It's the very first time that has ever happened to me or my chickens. But the fox, it's still roaming around every morning, but have our eyes out and gonna try to get it trapped and relocated. I think back, and it was just yesterday, and it makes me really sad. I made sure that there was no possibility of a large predator getting in. I bought these baby chicks to give them a happy life, a happy home, a mama hen to be raised with and show them the ropes. And I feel like I almost single-handedly fed them to that snake. I know that's not the best perspective. It's not kind to myself, but it hurts me. It hurts me to know that they were about to live this super happy life and it was cut short in a matter of like 12 hours. The moral of this story is that in the future, I am going to even further protect my chicken population, especially from small predators, which I had not considered a real threat after, you know, several years of keeping chickens. So lesson learned, and don't forget that in a world where you can be anything, y'all be kind. They're running around. Videoing.